So, Brian, I'd like to thank you a lot for the excellent discussion we just had about the big data and the challenges. And I would like to ask you, what do you think about the research in Brazil today? So we talk about the technology park and everything. How do you see the research in Brazil these days?
Yeah, great question. And many times we get asked, why are we investing in research in Brazil? So our focus is big data research for oil and gas. And we could have invested anywhere around the globe, but we decided on Brazil for a number of reasons. The number one reason was the people of Brazil. And when we look at the environment of Brazil, with the research that is going on here across Brazil and specific in Rio de Janeiro, and a focus on innovation as well. So there's a high degree of focus in academia and research, and also a lot of focus from the government and helping to sponsor, some of this, as well as the big data around oil and gas. So we could have chosen a lot of different regions around the globe, but Brazil here, and specific in Rio, had the right ingredients. When we look at the technology park located in the center of UFRJ, focused on research around oil and gas, it was the right ingredients. And then I'd also say, our headquarters is in Massachusetts, and Massachusetts, I think, is number one or number two in the United States as the highest population of Brazilians. So there's a good affinity between Massachusetts, where our headquarters is, and also here in Brazil.
What are the key benefits that you see having a chair, so this alliance with COPPEAD, with the university?
Yeah, so the benefits of having COPPEAD and the chair and the relationship with EMC is a number of reasons. First is several years ago, when we were looking at UFRJ and COPPE and COPPEAD, many people didn't know who EMC was, and a lot of people thought we were the FMC. They got us confused with another company in the technology park. So it's interesting with the computer science and focus that we have around the globe. Still, when we look at various markets and various regions, we find that the brand awareness is not necessarily there with some of our peers in the industry, the big technology companies. So part of this is we fundamentally believe that when we work directly with the universities, with the business schools, with the technology schools, computer science, whether it's specific in a field of what EMC is focused on, we can raise the awareness of the company and what we're trying to do. So when a lot of the students go off and graduate and get into business, they can reflect back on things that they learned about, read about. So a lot of this is to increase the awareness of what we do, the relevance of the investments that we're making in research, and specific here in Brazil, and getting a closer partnership with the universities and with the company, and to increase that awareness of who EMC is and why we're relevant in solving a lot of the problems around the globe in many different industries.
Sure. What do you think will be the next frontier, the next technological revolution that will help?
So when we look at the future of big data, it's really about automation and machine learning and improving the precision of what we do. And when we look at today, there's still a lot of work that it takes to aggregate, correlate, and analyze different data sets. And we are finding that the value of big data and analytics is there, but it still takes a lot of work to enable that value. The next machine age, if you will really be about, machine learning, understanding in advance, better prediction, versus looking at the historical facts and figuring out more about the future than figuring out what occurred in the past. So we think that, clearly machines are generating a lot of data. They're the number one source of data creation. And with that, bringing more machine learning, learning from people how they interact with systems to provide better insights and better projections and predictions about the future.